Well, this tournament is a lot about, hey, let's dance again, shall we? Tomorrow is going to be the first of those. Let's dance again, shall we? That's our second game. It's Punjab versus Delhi. The first of the repeats as they will start happening now. So here they are, the two teams. Punjab will be happy with the game. Here's the thing with Bangalore, right? It's like when Bangalore wins, they look great. When they lose, they just look horrible. Punjab just made them look horrible. You look at that scorecard and you go, "Ooh, they must have come close." So that was a huge loss, right? Harsha Patel was having fun in the end with the bat, right? It was 30 of 13 or something. But that game was lost. That game was gone. But for Punjab on the other end, Harsha, my question to you is: you don't have Mayank Agarwal playing, yet you don't play Chris Gayle as an opener. I don't understand. I don't understand the reluctance to make him open. I don't understand, what is so genius about him playing at 3 that you have to stick to that.
I really don't. I don't know whether he said, okay, you've given me 3, now 3 is my number, or whether they think, look, when Mayank comes back, we don't want to move it around. Let's keep the big man at 3. I don't know what the discussions internally are happening with Chris Gayle. Because, I mean, if you got a player like Chris Gayle, and if Chris Gayle suggests, look, I was happy to bat at 3 for the team's cause. There's no Mayank. I want to open. You don't say no.
So, I don't even think he was.
Yeah.
Here's my question. Like, why does he have to say it, right? I mean, if Chris Gayle's the kind of player, if you tell him go up front and play more in the power play, I really don't think he's going to say no. One is because he loves pounding the ball. Second, Simon, he's 41, all right? You know he's not got that many seasons left in him. You want as many chances as you get. He's the kind of guy who would lap up the chance. Isn't that the management to tell him rather than him to say, I'm going to open?
Yeah, I think, there's two trains of thought here for me. If you're looking at Chris Gayle's season as a whole and you just want him to bat 3, I don't have too much of an issue with that, because when Mayank comes back, he slots straight back into the opening role with Rahul. So you don't upset anything there. You don't upset Chris Gayle's rhythm. He could be in second ball of the game. He could be in the 10th over. So he's kind of got used to batting 3 now. And I wonder whether he's just okay with that. And sometimes he'll be in early, sometimes he won't be in early. Their change for tomorrow should be Nicholas Pooran gone, Doull Malan opening with Rahul. Pooran's had more than enough chances.
Yeah.
More than enough chances. They've got to make that change. So he goes, and you bring in Doull Malan, he opens the batting, unless you want to throw a chance on Fabian Allen again, but I don't see that happening. So get Malan at the top with KL and keep Chris Gayle at 3.
Pooran,
that
Harsha
opens a batting place. That opens a batting place.
Yep.
And I think because they've got KL Rahul to keep, they've got enough keepers. And maybe Mandeep or someone like that comes in for Prabh Simran in the middle order.
Yeah, you could absolutely do that.
They also got Sarfaraz Khan, who still hasn't played, and he's that guy. But you're right with Pooran. I mean, Pooran could happily run, busy Chinese restaurant service on a Saturday evening. He's got 4 ducks already, right? He's got 4 proper ducks. He could really do that, and he's such a good player to watch. But just to see that happening, perhaps
you can't carry him for 7 games.
You do a Manish Pandey to him, right? You make him sit a game or 2, right? Bring him back in, and you never know what happens.
When Mayank comes back, you can change it around if you want to, because you're swapping an opener for a number 4, but they're overseas players. So when Mayank comes back, Malan can sit on the bench.
Yep.
Gayle stays at 3, and then you can bring Pooran back in the middle if you want to at that stage.
Yep, absolutely doable. Well, on the other side, when you look at the Delhi team's not really got too many problems, right? And the Delhi team seems to be doing all right. But let's look at their squad and see whether you would make any changes here. Would you? Here's a question, Simon. For you, Andrik Nokia, does he play?
Yeah, has to play. I don't know why they've kept them on ice for so long. I know I know Ricky Ponting's probably got a soft spot for Steve Smith, but he's just got to go. Ajinkya Rahane, Steve Smith, I mean, they're an ace of hearts and an ace of diamonds. Neither one is going to do anything less than the other one in any team. But you are taking up an overseas spot with a guy who is very rarely going to get you, 50 off 20 and win you a game. He's just going to bat as he bats. And he scored ugly runs in this tournament. Now people will say, well, he got that 30 odd off 20 but they've been ugly runs.
Yeah.
And Ajinkya Rahane will do exactly the same job, just as good in the field, no issues. But what it will do is it opens up a spot for Anrik Nortje, who will get you wickets, and he will bowl quick. And that is what you're going to need at the back end. So they have to make that change. If they don't, it's pure stubbornness, I think, on the coaching and the part of the management.
Harsha, Steve Smith there, but Steve Smith there, for me, what's been really kind of confusing is that he wasn't even part of Delhi's auction plans, right? I mean, they just put a bid up because Bangalore put one bid. So for him to slot in after a couple of games, as Simon is right, the ugly runs, he's swinging for the fences, chopping trees, and not getting any runs really, not getting that kind of strike rate as well, not changing any games. One of the greatest in tests, but the format is different. No one's taking that away from him. Yeah. It makes sense to do that. Bolster the bowling.
Great 50 overs batsman too. Again, he's got time there. So, Rahane has played one game, I think. One game or two games, something like that.
Yeah.
What to do is, if Nortje comes back in, they could play Amit Mishra for one of the Indian pacers.
If he's spared, wasn't he?
No, if he's fit.
It was just a niggle. I think it was just a niggle. Yeah.
So someone like Ishant, whom you need to manage carefully, maybe you could give Ishant a break, or Avesh has played every single game, give him a break. Amit Mishra comes back. You've got genuine pace in Nortje. So you've got one Indian pacer, plus Rabada, plus Nortje, plus Akshar, plus Amit Mishra. That's the best bowling in the 100%. Tournament. And we still have Stoinis.
Stoinis as your backup. Yeah.
As your backup. The great thing about this side is every time they've lost a player, they found somebody else. Look who's not playing. They've still got Chris Woakes. He's a seriously good player, Chris Woakes. Yeah. He's in the squad. He's not playing. They lost Ashwin. They got Lalit Yadav in. They lost Akshar Patel. They had someone. They lost Mishra. They had someone else. Rabada and Nortje weren't available. They had Woakes who bowled beautifully for them in Mumbai. So every time they've had a loss, they've had someone else. They've picked that team really well.
Yeah, but Ishant didn't start the tournament, and Avesh stepped up, and Avesh has been amazing. So you're absolutely right. There's just all the players and all the options. But yes, there is. Simon says. When Simon says, that it would just be stubbornness if they still go ahead with that. You can't have games where Hetmeyer and Stoinis and Akshar are just not getting a hit, right? They're just not getting a hit. If you're going to get those really big scores, you probably may need them to come in as well. All right, that's business, isn't it?
Yeah. From the point of the tournament, it's good if Punjab wins, but try telling that to a Delhi supporter. Yeah. From the point of a tournament, it's good if Punjab wins because it strengthens that middle part of the table. Yeah. If Delhi win, then Punjab are, the top four, bottom four are starting to separate out a little bit.